A big day indeed, as historic as it gets for Indian sport, because never before have we seen something like this happen in the history of Indian sport. It's a boy. We are very used to seeing a gold medal around whose neck, and it is Neeraj Chopra who has once again scripted history this time around in Budapest. Doing it in quite some fashion, 88.17 meters. It is that one medal perhaps that was missing in Neeraj Chopra's cabinet, and tonight in Budapest he's ensured that he gets hold of that medal as well, and with that he's completed the entire set. Congratulations, says Weber. Well, I will say congratulations to the all of you watching us at the moment. Indeed, a very proud moment for us as Indians, and we'll be telling you over the course of the next couple of minutes as to how things really panned out for Neeraj Chopra as he went ahead and scripted history today. We'll also tell you the breakdown of all his attempts and how exactly, in fact, by the way, I must mention here, there was some very close competition, some very stiff competition that he faced from his Pakistan opponent, but at the end it was Neeraj Chopra, who, by the way, didn't even have to put in his last throw, because it was Ashraf Nadeem who had already put in his last attempt, and that in many ways had already assured Neeraj Chopra of a gold medal. So congratulations to Neeraj Chopra, congratulations to the all of you. Indeed, a historic moment as far as Indian athletics is concerned. We've never seen a gold medal in this particular event, and yes, we finally have that. In fact, multiple records that he's broken today, because the first time around we see an Indian individual win 2 medals at the World Athletics Championships. Anju Bobby George had won the only one medal, that was 20 years back. Neeraj Chopra had won a silver last year. He had to go one better this time around in Budapest, and that's exactly what Neeraj Chopra has done. When you talk about how things progressed for him, the first throw for him was a foul throw. But Neeraj Chopra, as the champion that he is, he came back strong in that second attempt, and that second attempt sealed that gold medal for Neeraj Chopra, 88.17 meters, and that was good enough for him to get hold of the gold medal. What many people were in fact talking about was the fact that Neeraj Chopra would be looking for that 90-meter guard. But I must tell you guys, we managed to pick some, we managed to, have a little chat with him, just, pick his brains as well. What we managed to get to know from him was that going into tonight's final, that wasn't something which was riding on his mind, because his mentality was, it doesn't matter if you breach the 90-meter mark or not, because what matters on the day is that you get the gold medal. So even if it's sub 90 meters, that wasn't something on his mind. All that he had in mind was the gold medal, and that's exactly how he executed his plans as well. What one can now talk about really is, because when you talk about the greats as far as Indian sports and Indian athletics is concerned, Neeraj Chopra, by the way, has completed the entire set. As a sports person, you're always looking at winning everything possible in the sport. You talk about a Leo Messi, let's say, when it comes to football, they say he's completed football in many ways. By that logic, Neeraj Chopra, by the way, now has completed javelin now, because he's won everything. You talk about the Asian Games, which he won, and then you talk about the Commonwealth Games, which he won back in 2018. After that, it was the Asian Games that followed the same year in 2018. He won that as well. He's got 2 wins as far as the Diamond League meets are concerned. He's won in Lucerne. He's also won in Doha, which was earlier this year. He's also, by the way, won the Diamond League final, which took place in Zurich last year. Then, of course, he's won the Olympic gold, the gold standard or the holy grail when it comes to athletics. Well, he's won that as well in 2021. But what was missing in Neeraj Chopra's cabinet was perhaps this gold medal at the World Championships. And in fact, we here at Sports Today have had a conversation with Neeraj in the past, wherein he talks at length, by the way, about how the World Championships are far more difficult than the Olympics as well. So he rates his personal wins and he himself rates this competition very highly, because he says that the qualification standards are different, and of course when you look at the athletes as well, they try to put in their best when it comes to the world championships as well. And Neeraj Chopra rates this competition very highly as well in his personal viewing, and which is why today's gold mattered a lot to him as well, and he's achieved exactly that. There are a lot of celebrations, we can tell you, breaking out in across the country, especially in his hometown, by the way, in Panipat, where we managed to catch some visuals as well. And stay tuned here, because we're going to be getting you those visuals on Sports Today as well. Absolute jubilation all around. But Ashraf Nadeem, I must also talk about him as well, because he came very very close with a throw of 87.88 meter. He came very close to challenging Neeraj's score or Neeraj's throw on the night. But as I had said earlier as well, that was all that he could manage. And Neeraj, even before he went for his last attempt, which was his sixth attempt, it wasn't his best throw, but even then Neeraj Chopra was assured of a gold medal. He went down on his knees, then looked towards the skies, and well, the prayers of a billion people, as they say, those prayers, well, they've been answered now in Budapest. And one can now go ahead and debate, and I would love to hear from you guys as well. Will this win now? Will this win now put Neeraj Chopra as the alpha male of not just this generation or the alpha athlete of this generation, but by far in the history of Indian sport, is Neeraj Chopra the biggest superstar, the biggest sporting personality that India has ever seen? That is one thing which will now be talked about. You talk about demigods, and there are plenty of demigods here in India. You talk about a Sachin Tendulkar, who's completed the entire set. Let's say when it comes to cricket, there are certain greats as Milkha Singh people talk about. You talk about a Kapil Dev as well, and there's so many things that get talked about when you talk about the greatest athlete that India has ever produced. Those who like tennis say that it is a Sania Mirza, maybe a Leander Paes as well, because he too has done tremendous stuff when it comes to tennis. So big names, big names. There is a Dhyan Chand as well. There is a Dhyan Chand as well that people rate very highly. So when you talk about all these players, all these athletes that India has seen, will now be talking about Neeraj Chopra in the same breath, because look at his age and look at the achievement. Look at all the achievements that he's had. He was breaking records. He was built to be this big guy. He was built to be this towering figure in Indian sport, because even before, let's say, he played. Even before he played, or rather, even before he debuted in the Commonwealth Games, there was so much being said about Neeraj Chopra, because he'd broken the records in the junior championships and the junior World Cups. So there was a lot that was being said about Neeraj Chopra, but he's answered all of those questions that people had, and that billing, that massive billing that he came in with when he arrived to the stage back in the year 2016, 2018. 2018, one can look at as the starting point, because that's the year that he first landed his Commonwealth Games medal. He'd already won a couple of medals in the junior championships before that as well. 2018 was that year for him that really put him out there. He first won the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games, then went ahead and won the Asian Championships as well. 2021 wins the gold medal. Then in Zurich last year, he goes ahead and wins the finals of the Diamond League as well. And now today he's completed the full set by winning a medal, not just any medal, a gold medal in the World Championships. By the way, for those of you who may not know this, must I tell you, this is his second medal at the World Championships. He already has a silver now. Silver he had gotten last year. Last year was a silver finish was a second place finish for Neeraj Chopra. He was only looking to go one further this time around, and that is exactly what everyone had in mind, and exactly what he did today on that big night in Budapest. He's gone ahead and sealed that gold medal as well that was missing from his cabinet. So Neeraj Chopra has his javelin set complete now. He is not just an Olympic champion, well, he is a world champion now, Neeraj Chopra. And all those prayers, all of you guys who've been, pouring in here on Sports Day and wishing him well, I guess those prayers have been answered. And Neeraj Chopra, one can only imagine how high a bar he'll be setting, or where he'll finish in his career. Because remember, only 25. That's his age. At 25, he's an Olympic gold medalist. He is a Commonwealth gold medalist. He is an Asian champion. He is now a world champion as well. One can say that, perhaps the cherry or the icing on the cake, one can say, the icing is in fact there, if you ask me. The icing's there. Maybe the cherry on top could possibly have been breaching the 90-meter mark. But must I also remind you what Neeraj Chopra had said? He didn't have that in mind going into tonight's final. All his focus was just putting his best foot forward, and he said that it doesn't matter whether you go past the 90-meter mark or not. All that matters is that you put in your best effort and you get that gold medal. If an 88.17 meter throw can do the job for you on the night, well, the job's done, and that's what matters. Doesn't matter if you go past the 90-meter mark or not. There was, by the way, somebody in the ranks who was competing against him. Ashraf Nadeem has crossed the 90-meter mark in the past. In fact, he did that in 2022. Just last year, he'd done that. Both Ashraf and Neeraj coming into the tournament, they've both seen a huge injury layoff of sorts. Neeraj was sidelined, so was Ashraf, and those two were expected to be competing for the first and second position. Exactly how the tale transpired. But Neeraj Chopra getting the better of Ashraf Nadeem once again. And by the way, as far as their scores are concerned, Ashraf Nadeem is still yet to get the better of Neeraj Chopra. Now, by the way, the score stands at 10-0. People were calling it the big India-Pakistan fight. They wanted to see Neeraj Chopra win. They've seen exactly that. Yes, of course, when you talk about India Pakistan, there is a bigger there is a bigger match, let's say, or there is another match. If I could just rephrase myself, there is another match to look forward to, India Pakistan. Yes, it's going to happen on the coming Saturday. That's going to be between the two cricket teams, but you got a taste of that India Pakistan rivalry in Budapest as well. Next, of course, will be in Sri Lanka, but the Indian flag emerged the highest. The Indian flag was shining bright in Budapest, and it rose the highest on the night, all courtesy India's golden boy. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for this late night update. As I said, the updates will continue. Tap that bell icon in case you haven't already done so. In fact, let me quickly get in Siddharth as well, in case you guys were missing Siddharth. Siddharth's also been very, very occupied this whole evening. Siddharth, very quickly, there was this big talk happening, and there were some agreements, some disagreements. Where does this put Neeraj Chopra for you? Is he not just the alpha male of this generation, but is he the alpha male when it comes to the history of Indian sport? Has there been a bigger player out there?
No. I mean, let me be very, very honest about it, okay? Neeraj Chopra has completed the set, okay? Commonwealth, Asiad, Diamond League meets, World Athletics Championship, Olympics, in the same set from 2021 onwards till 2023.
Yeah.
He has finally achieved the Grand Slam.
Your verdict is clear. Neeraj Chopra, the biggest sports person ever produced by India.
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes. I think the verdict is out there. I think it is very, very clear. Neeraj Chopra is one of the greatest Indian sports persons.
One of the greatest or greatest?
One of them.
One of the greatest.
One
All
of
right
the
then.
greatest.
All right, guys. This debate will not end. But for now, let's just celebrate this massive win by Neeraj Chopra in Budapest. Thank you guys for joining us. Siddharth and I will take your leave. But all those visuals that we were earlier talking about, the latest, by the way, his press conference coming up, let's get you the reaction as well. So we'll take your leave for now, but stay tuned to Sports Day. Tap that bell icon, subscribe to us, download the Sports Tuck app, and you will be in a very happy place, because we're going to be bombarding you with lots of stuff in the times to come. Thank you so much.